property and land and a house?
I think like my neighbors who are immigrants are very good neighbors. I think that my coworkers who I've worked with are very good workers as well. So I think immigrants can add a lot to America. I mean,
that's
like for
exactly
example,
the point. They're good workers.
so like for
They're
no, but
great
like
workers.
for example, like so
That's the message.
I deliver sometimes for Amazon, and you all get paid the same flat rate for that, and they pay pretty decent if you do like independent contracting for them. They pay like 25-30 bucks an hour. Like so, I was delivering late.
Isn't it funny?
I was
Like
delivering
I just
late on a Saturday night, and like I was there. I was the only white person there. I was the only white person there. They were all
the
immigrants
only
there.
white.
This is
Well,
a
you should
job.
be proud of
This
that.
is a job. No, I'm just saying this is a job that pays pretty well. But Americans, there's not enough. We're at full
Isn't it
labor
interesting
capacity.
how they're
We're at full
not
employment.
hiring people who are like you? So you
No, they
think
do.
that
They want
that,
more people, but there's no one else in America to work these
yeah,
jobs
but
in
the
rural
white
America.
people here don't need to eat
But
or like
the
drink
thing,
water
no,
or
no, no,
have
they do
shelter.
need to eat. But there's someone. The reason
They're just not
Amazon,
willing to eat.
the reason Amazon could do like, or the reason people are getting packages in suburbia is because of immigrants. That's the only reason suburbs and rural areas
Oh
can
yeah,
function is
yeah,
because
yeah,
of
yeah.
immigrants
Right.
being the
Right,
connected
because
blocks in
the
America.
white people in
Objectively, yeah.
America, they're just not willing to do
No,
things
we just
that,
need
that get
people.
you
We just
food and
need people in
resources.
America in general. No, it's not about white
We
or,
need workers.
or anything like that.
We need workers,
people.
right?
Yeah, I think. Yeah,
But who needs workers?
if we're talking economically,
But
yeah.
who? You?
All of society.
You need
so
workers?
even if we had a system where like we were taxing corporations more, like I want, we would still need more people in America to function as we grow and
I mean,
we grow as
I'm
a
going to tell you
society.
something
So
right now. You are never going to get a system where corporations are taxed like you want them to, ever. It's not
I don't
happening.
want that
You know
crazy.
why?
I mean, we could just
Because
go
there's
back
no
to
such thing as
taxes.
people power. People power doesn't exist.
There is such a thing.
You're not
for
going to
sure.
get this
There
dream
is such a
world
thing.
where the system is run by the power of the people. It doesn't exist, bro. The system is run
I
by
never said
people with
that.
power.
No, there's
Period.
pragmatic
End of
ways
story.
to orchestrate people power. There's
Everything else
reasons
is a delusion.
there's reasons there were like, for example, the Ukrainian Revolution. That happened because people stood up and said they wanted a different regime, a different government in Ukraine.
That's not how it works.
Yeah,
That's
that did
not how
happen.
revolutions
That
work.
100% did
Revolution,
happen.
even in the United States. Listen, let's talk about the American Revolution in the United States, which I believe in, by the way. I think it's great. I think that 1776, the revolution against the British Empire, is fantastic. But guess what? I know for a fact that the revolution in America had nothing to do with the power of the people and the people coming together and standing up against the British Empire. It was very rich, successful, powerful people who were in positions of power in the United States who wanted a different system that had nothing to do with the British Empire.
America was literally built by people who are willing to live in poverty and work in terrible conditions to build a new country. They could have stayed and been comfortable under the dictatorship if they wanted to, under a king.
You don't know how organizing labor works, do you?
No, but you just
I'm
don't
sorry,
understand
but
how
if you take a lot of
anything
poor
in
people-
humanity works at all. Like you have a very misunderstanding of a very big misunderstanding of how the world functions in general. So it's kind of
your admiration of like immigrants and foreigners.
It's
it
not
always
admiration.
Seems to revolve
It's sober.
Around, no, it is.
It's a
an
sober
admira- No,
look.
you're
It's a sober look.
Give me
Any
one
sober
second.
analysis of immigrants' crime rates, of immigrants' economic production, of immigrants in general shows immigrants are a huge net positive for America. Immigrants in general are
Yes, they are a net positive for
illegal
America or
immigrants,
for who?
even for America in general. They bring our crime rate down, actually. There's way more studies that say that than the other way. There's a couple scary cases people bring up because they want to fearmonger about immigrants. But yeah, in every non-emotional way, in every logical way, immigrants are great for America in every possible, even for Christians. Most immigrants, a lot of them vote Republican. I mean, it doesn't even really help Democrats that much.
I don't care. I don't give a shit.
But like, I'm just
you
saying,
can convince
in
people
general,
to vote for anything,
I'm
dude.
bringing a bunch of different points into the equation. That they revive churches, they revive areas in Pennsylvania, for example. Small towns that fell
dude,
apart
listen,
because
I'm
all the
gonna tell you
white people
something right
moved out of
now.
it.
You know
Immigrants
that
are
all the-
revitalizing these communities and bringing in production again. So a lot of communities are coming back because of immigrants, like Springfield, Ohio, for example.
You know what's funny, man, is that like this is one something that's interesting. Give me 1 second. My car alarm was on. Okay, so you know that almost all black people are like, not all. I'm so sorry. That's not what I mean. A huge majority of black people identify as Christian, right? You know that, right? They identify as Christian, but guess what they vote for? Anti-white policies. What the hell
The
does
immigrants
religion
that are
have to do
coming
with it?
over, so like Latino men, for example, the rate that they vote for Trump is a very
Latino
high
men,
margin.
yes.
They share views with
that's
Republicans
great.
on LGBT issues.
Yeah, well,
They share,
Well, guess what? They're still going to vote for their own interests. That has
their
nothing
own
to do with
interest
you. They
in
don't even like
America.
you.
Once
You know why they
they're
don't
able
like
to
you,
be
bro?
here,
You know why they don't
really
like
have
you?
a twisted view of
You
the
know-
world.
you know why
I
they
know
vote
many of
against
my
people like
brothers
you?
and my neighbors.
You know why they don't like you? No, they don't like you.
Why?
You can look at the way that these people vote. Because you're a white man. Don't you understand that?
Oh yeah.
How hard is that for you to
woe is
understand?
me. I'm white. The
No,
whole
it's not
world's
about
against
woe
me.
is
I'm a
me,
little
dude.
bitch boy.
It's not
Oh
about
no.
woe is me.
Wah, wah,
No, dude,
wah,
listen. If I
wah.
were
Bitch,
to,
I'm the
no,
baby.
this isn't about
Brand new
woe is
whip
me.
got no keys.
If I were to go to Israel, and I was Palestinian, they wouldn't like me. It's not about woe is me. It's acknowledging reality. They wouldn't like me. They're
Just
different
because
from me.
you are racist does not mean everyone's racist, by the way.
Racist.
Yeah,
Racist,
you're
by the way. Do you even know
projecting.
where
You're
that term comes
projecting. I
from?
know. I don't care where
Do
the
you know
term.
where the term racist
You
comes
are a
from?
communist. You're a national socialist.
I'm not a communist, bro.
Yeah, you're a
I don't
national
even
socialist.
believe in any of this stuff. You can't.
Yeah, I
If
know.
I accuse you.
You're schizophrenic then.
What?
Okay, that's your political ideology, and
I mean, ultimately, I can already
appreciate
predict the end of this conversation because you're predictable. You're just going to hang up in frustration and make accusations.
I would
against
never
me.
hang up in frustration.
You've done
I
it
would
every.
I would never do that, bro. All right, next caller. I'm not talking. He needs to get on some lithium, like I said, lithium-ion batteries. Not enough energy, brother. Okay. Next caller. See, like that person does not exist in the real world. Okay, that person is not a real person to care about. It's just kind of, like the conspiracy theorists, flat earthers, and all that crazy shit. Like that's not a real person we need to be worried about convincing of anything. All right, saw two other people trying to call in. Please drop a like, comment, subscribe. Please consider donating to Jolah Politics on Cash App, PayPal, or Venmo. Really appreciate anyone that can support the channel through your viewership or through donations or become a channel member. Blah 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 blah.
To accept, press 1.
Hello.
Yeah. Hello.
Hello.
Are you on the live right now?
Yeah, you are live.
I am live. Okay. So what? I've heard a few of your things, but what are your views on like what's going on right now between the U.S. and Iran and with like, you know what I mean? Like, just like, what are your views on U.S. Iran right now?
It's really hard because Trump is a very weird person because he really does operate off of pure narcissism. So that's why you see all the people like sucking up to him so bad. And there's some rumors that he saw on TV after Israel struck Iran that he thought it looked cool on TV to be at war, and he wanted credit for the attack because everyone said it was like a generational effort and everything with the maneuvers they used for the strikes. So like Trump really, it's hard to see a guiding principle in this situation. So from the American perspective, I assume the extent of what we're gonna do is targeted strike campaigns. I don't think we're gonna have boots on the ground. I don't think we're gonna have any like huge commitment. I'm sure we're gonna be involved in some strikes on Iran. But yeah, I don't think we're gonna get into like a full Iraq or Afghanistan type of thing.
Okay. So I'm a gay Republican, and I voted for Trump, but I obviously don't agree with everything he does. I think my problem with politicians right now is they're voting with their party, they're sticking with their party, and they don't vote they don't vote with bills for what is the best for the people that they represent. And I think that's the problem with our political, like with our politics right now.
Well, I can tell you, like, for Democrats, for example, Biden did some policies that were very directed at helping union workers, directed at taxing the wealthy more, directed at increasing manufacturing in America for chips and semiconductors. So those policies came from a lot of organizing, a lot of pressure. But now you have Trump doing this budget and the big beautiful bill, which people don't like because it blows up our deficit more than ever before. It gives all this money to the ultra wealthy. It cuts programs like Medicaid, which are key to even people who don't have Medicaid having hospitals, because so many hospitals survive off of getting people who receive Medicaid to go there. So like that's gonna hurt local economies and hurt people who lose their health care. So like I bring up those distinctions because like Trump gets his base mad about things that are like immigration, trans issues. Democrats get people mad about things that are more policy oriented. And I do think that politics is the way it is because of the failure of Americans and the American people. And the American people are caught up in drama, and we don't have a way to have conversations that are productive. But there are very clear signs of when politicians do good things. I said do. Everyone laugh in chat. But there are examples of politicians doing good things. We can't give up completely. It's just that we are not living in a realm of reality right now where anything can even make sense, because we're talking about the most random shit every day. There's not even a way to focus our energy in one direction with all this stuff going on.
I just feel like the only way this country is going to come together is if the Democrats get their heads out of their ass, the Republicans get their heads out of their ass, and they come together and they work together, and they finally they work together to do something for the people of this country.
But
You know what I
like
mean?
Democrats, like when you say that about Democrats, Republicans right now are talking about Trump being a sent from God savior who can do nothing wrong at all. They're asking for a dictator almost, and Democrats are talking about how Republicans are going to cut Medicaid and how that's bad. So like I can't really, I'm not happy with all the things Democrats do. They make a lot of mistakes